If the Batman IP was a human being, the 80s and 90s would be more like the awkward teenage years of the character. Gone were the fun-filled days of his childhood with wacky Adam West adventures and crazy one-off villains. He had just started to mature into a darker, edgier character with Batman the Animated Series, and to a lesser degree, Batman 1989, directed by Tim Burton, starring... What the fuck's that guy's name? Michael Keaton. But even though the animated series and the movie were quite successful, there were still a few embarrassing quirks to work out until he would become the Batman that we know today. Something's in the way. One of these quirks would manifest itself in the mid-90s as the follow-up to Michael Keaton's Batman Forever. It's a common opinion that this movie and the sequel are known as the weirdest Batman movies to date. Whether the camp is something you enjoy or not, it's most definitely not the tone we expect now from The Dark Knight. Something's in... But I'm not actually here to talk about the movie. That's been done a million times. I'm here to talk about the video game adaptation of the film, Batman Forever for the Super Nintendo. I bet you didn't even know there was a game. Well, there is, and it's... Something's in the way. Certainly a game that exists. This was one of the original games I got for the Super Nintendo that I remember as a child. Like Bob, but unlike Bob, I do not have as many fond memories with this one. Usually when there's a game that was hard when I was a child, I come back to it as an adult and I'm like, oh, I was just being an idiot. It's actually pretty simple. But for this game, that actually didn't happen. It's just as hard as I remember, and the controls are very confusing. Now, here at Millex Inc., we like to do a little digging, a little searching. We like to do a bit of the old snooping around. So let me hit you with some juicy backstory on this game before we do a deep dive on what makes it so good. Now, if you take a closer look at the sprites, they look a bit weird. Almost like a really low resolution picture of a man in a Batman costume. Funny enough, that's because it is. His name is Brian... I'm gonna butcher this last name. Smyj? Brian's IMDb page is massive now, and he has been doing stunts for different movies and shows since 1990. I reached out to him on a whim, not thinking he would reply since he's worked on SNL, Fast and Furious, John Wick, and The Amazing Spider-Man recently. But he actually checked his Instagram DMs and decided to reply to me and sent me this amazing photo. Once again, huge shout out to Brian for taking time out of his busy schedule to reply to a very small time YouTuber and share this awesome photo from his archives. Go ahead and give him a follow on Instagram. I'll put that up on the screen right now. Thank you. Not just Batman and Robin are digitized though. There's footage on YouTube of one of the clown henchmen and a few sprite sheets of a normal thug villain. I actually reached out to everyone who would act in this game, but sadly only Brian got back to me. But to be fair, it was the main actor who got back to me, so I can't really complain. People have lives, and they probably want to forget that this game ever existed. Now, this picture was great. This is gold. But I had to know how this game was created. How was this majestic thing constructed? Well, to figure that out, I asked literally everybody that worked on the game. I just pulled up the credits, went on to LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, any other platform I could think of, and reached out to anybody who had the same name as a person who worked on this. Now, if this were a game made today, there would be probably 1,000 people that I reached out to. But luckily, this game was made in the 90s, and there was only like 10 people on the credits list. So it wasn't very difficult. To my surprise, I heard back almost immediately from the lead programmer, Dan Phillips. I asked Dan a couple questions, and he gave me a couple answers, and I made sure that it was okay for me to share our conversation on this video. So the following is a recreation of the text conversation using my voice and AI for Dan. I'm just going to read this directly from my phone. I can't remember exactly what I said, and I'm not going to read it off of my computer from this far away. I said, "Hello Dan, I'm a YouTuber and I'm looking to do a video on the Batman Forever video game. You're credited as a programmer for the game in the credits, and I wanted to hear about your experience."
Hey, sure, what would you like to know?
I said, "Thank you so much for reaching out. You're the first from the team to do so. For the video, was there anything interesting that might have happened during development and how the process eventually went? Looking at reviews of the game from the time, they give the game a poor score. Is there anything you would attribute to this? What part of the game specifically did you have a part in coding?" That was pretty much a synopsis of the things that I asked, or at least the things that he replied to. So if I show the chat on screen right now, there's a lot that I said, and you can pause and read that, but those are the things that he mostly replied to and that I thought were important for this video. So I said this on January 22nd, and then a bit went by. I followed up on January 26th. I was like, sorry, there was a lot of questions, didn't want to overwhelm you. I understand if you need more time to answer. He sent a thumbs up, and then on February 2nd, he finally replied, got back to me.
Hey Alexander, jotted down some notes. Let me know if you want more or better details. I had just changed from freelance to a full-time employee after finishing The Incredible Hulk, and so was in the office with a PC and SNES dev kit. Carl Muller, incredibly helpful and nice guy who was the main tools engineer for Probe, was optimizing the sprite chopping routine used in his set of tools known as Crisp. I was messing with the sprites from the SNES version of Mortal Kombat. The Genesis version had been converted by Probe, but had to use smaller sprites to get everything to fit. I was suggesting different ways we could split up the sprites: jittering, harsh, moving, the starting XY position, and then using as few 8x8 or 16x16 sprites as possible. Fergus had seen the demo of MK Liu Kang sprites bouncing around. I was selected to be the engineer for an upcoming SNES version of a new Batman movie. At the time, Batman wasn't cool, but there were a lot good actors lined up to be in it, and was kind of exciting to be involved. I later missed the UK premiere we had been invited to because I was busy finishing the game. I immediately started to work on a grappling hook and combat system mimicking the way MK was set up, as we'd done the conversion for the Genesis. We had access to the graphics and the arcade source code, if I can recall, in 68K, which I had used on the Amiga, so was able to pick it apart for inspiration. There was some talk of an MK platform mashup, which kind of worked, but without having modes that could be switched between the number of actions just didn't fit nicely on the controller. The bones of the engine were copied from The Incredible Hulk with a new sprite manager. The large background animation system was repurposed and used to animate the asylum lights and later the electric chairs. Several areas of the film were selected to base levels on. The designers, Nick Bates and Tony Beckwith, sketched out some kind of level flow with Ned Langman and Phil Williams, filling them in with some pretty smart graphics. Some of the graphics for the Muscle Riddler were rendered out on SGI machines, which had been purchased after Donkey Kong. Country had come out and were the future. Graham Webb, proper good chap, did a lot of the in-game UI. IIRC Carl Muller helped with the Mode 7 part, and did all the digitized silhouette movie playback. My daughter was born a couple of days before the game was due to go off to be manufactured. That was a worrying time for my bosses.
So in reply to him, again, I sent a lot of questions and a lot of things, like paragraphs, because I was just so excited. I've never talked to anybody who's worked on like 90s coding games, and you know, I love pixel art and I love Super Nintendo, so I just had so many questions and about game development and about just like how this even works. So I asked a lot of questions. I'll break it down a little bit. So I wasn't going to sugarcoat it for him. He made the game. He knows that it didn't do well. So I was just going to straight up be like, you know, it sounds like development went rather smooth from what you remember, and it sounds like you worked really hard to get it delivered on time. I've played the game quite a few times on SNES and have fun with it, but a lot of reviewers from the time panned the game and scored it very low, citing it as having boring gameplay as well as confusing and clunky controls. Do you think these reviews are valid? If so, was there certain time constraints to push the product alongside the movie that could have caused issues? I can definitely see the resemblance of the Muscle Riddler animation to the Donkey Kong Country sprites, seeing how they both appear 3D in their respective games. I think the buff Riddler sprite is extra jarring, as up until that point, all of the sprites were digitized in via photographs. Was there a reason you used SGI machines for the buff Riddler model, other than the fact that he was too large for any person to stand in as?
The reviews were definitely correct. I didn't think it was a very good game. I didn't play it at all for fun and only to test the code. I wasn't involved in the design beyond the initial MK Plus platforming demo. I think the time limits probe always had affected the quality for the product. Just get something finished was much more important than make it brilliant, especially for contracted work tied to release dates. SGI machine were used to make it look different, and to be able to animate it doing things people wouldn't have been able to. Not sure it worked though.
Currently, I believe he's working with Unreal Engine 4 on some things. I'm not quite sure. I was just super excited to get a hold of him. Now for the piece de resistance, the gameplay. I'd like to share a little bit of classic Millex plays content with you, so that you can see just how terrible this game is. How difficult it is, really. It kind of grows on you after a while, though. It starts to have a certain charm to it. Definitely has that 80s kind of cheesy charm that it shares with the movie, so I think they captured that pretty well. It's very dark, which makes it feel like a Batman game. I feel like they got really creative with how to include different types of technology of the time to make the sprites really detailed and have more animation frames. You know, they were very limited on what even they could store, right, on these little cartridges. So I think they did their best. I mean, they included Mortal Kombat graphics and also included Donkey Kong Country graphics, which, I mean, that's crazy. And they made it all work. I mean, that's actually pretty admirable. I believe they actually used the Incredible Hulk code-based, maybe? Cut that out if that's not true. Alright, some good old-fashioned Millex time is about to begin. You know, sitting here playing Batman Forever. This is like weeks after I recorded that last part. So many things have happened. I went to outer space, like went around the moon, came back. It was a crazy thing. But I'm sitting here at my desk. I got my modified Super Nintendo controller. And we're just gonna play it on this legit Super Nintendo. Okay, so I might need a little help with this game, honestly, because the way some of this works is confusing. Okay, I can't move. Why can't I switch to Robin? Okay, guess I'm being Batman. It wouldn't let me switch to Robin. It knew. It was like, no, you don't wanna play as Robin. You definitely want to be Batman. So you get this like cool kind of pick your toolkit here. These cool little bat objects. But I don't really know the purpose of them, and I don't really know how to use them. This looks cool. Bat bola. Electric pellet. Force wall. Oh my god, they got speed and weight. They got sticky goo. You know I gotta go with the sticky goo. Bat computer news. Monitor. Urgent. Emergency banned transmission. Source. Arkham Asylum. Two-Face has staged a breakout from Arkham. Has freed inmates to cover his escape. Backup needed immediately to subdue inmate riot and restore order. Alright, let's do it. Okay. So yeah, that's one thing about this game that annoys me. There's a lot of these like loading screens, and I can't really blame the team, because I feel like they. Oh, I threw a thing. I feel like I can't really blame the team for them having like long wait times, because like this was a lot for the SNES at the moment. See, like here's another hold on. Everybody take a shot every time there's a hold on screen. You'll be blackout by the time it's over. I do like the fighting's not terrible in this. It does, like, to Dan's point, it does feel very
Sometimes these have hidden objects. There we go. It does feel very Mortal Kombat-y to Dan's point. Okay, so here's where I'm gonna have trouble, because I'm supposed to use my grappling hook. Nope, that's pause. To get up here. But they didn't tell me, like, how to use that. So as a child, I think I ever only got this far because I was just like, what? Oh, there he goes. He's shooting his string. Oh, I can do that. Oh, that's cool. I've gotten past this part, way past this part before. Hopefully I would have gotten past the first, like, the second screen. Oh, I did it. I hit select and up at the same time. And that's how you do it. Mad Ty, get back in there, Mad Ty. Mad Ty. I got some health, but then I have to fight Mad Dan. Everyone's so mad. Probably because they're in prison. Shout out to the person who acted as these inmates. I think I think we watched a video already of, like, them recording the movements and everything, the animations. Hope everybody just took another shot just then, because, you know we got that load screen. To discover the treasures revealing their jewels, open their locks with your world of tools. Oh. Credit is given where credit is due. Come round again and you'll get it too. Okay. Does that just mean, like, leave and come back? So let's see if the Riddler can be out-riddled. No, there's nothing here. I need to get down here. Can you let me? I just need to get down right here. I'm hitting down and select. Down in Y, down in X, down in B, down in A. Oh, there's a block. He looks like he's just really super shy. He's like, no, don't look at me. No. Oh, I threw my goo, I guess. Can you fast forward here so I can figure out how to get down? To get down, press R and down. R and down. Oh my god. Cannibal? Oh my god, this man has eaten other people. He's not mad. He's actually... The fact that he doesn't have mad in the front of his name makes me feel like he's a maniac. It makes me feel like they're happy about this. Like, they're like, actually, you know what? We're actually pretty content with our lives. You know, we just do what we want to do. Okay, I've done this before. Up. Okay. Oh, I almost had it. Yeah. Ooh, this area is really neat. I love the foreground, like, layering of the background. I bet kids back in the day were like, whoa, holy crap, like, I'm actually Batman. Creditor. It's me, the Creditor. I'll give you extra credit for doing things, evil things. Oh, okay, I guess. Am I going down here? Oh, there we go. Don't know what I did different there, but I'll take it. Oh god. It's the fire eater. And there's, electric chairs. Oh, he said something about the electric chairs. Dan, he was like, oh yeah, the electric chairs, were taken from something.
The bones of the engine were copied from The Incredible Hulk. The large background animation system was repurposed and used to animate the asylum lights and later the electric chairs.
Oh no. Oh, okay, I'm good. I was like, I hope I don't gotta restart all this. Oh my god. Antifreeze. He's the perfect He's the perfect person to fight Mr. Freeze. He's the he's the exact opposite of him. Why are we not using him? Every time we go to fight Mr. Freeze, we'll just pull out antifreeze. Actually, just go to the auto parts store and I think you'll be good. Ragwort and Lunatic. See, I said I was only gonna point it out if it was mad. Oh, did you see that? It did like a weird like somersault thing with him. Does that hurt me when they do that zappy thing? I don't know. Does it power them up? Do they do extra damage? I really do not know. I'm not actually, believe it or not, after all this, I'm actually not a Batman Forever expert, nor am I good at this game. Might be a boss fight coming. Yeah, okay. Or it's like a gauntlet kind of thing. Anglophile? I don't even know what that means. I'll have to look that up. Put it up on screen. Riffraff. Street rat. Scoundrel. No, God, as soon as I stop blocking, I'm just hit. As soon as I stop blocking, I'm immediately hit. Wow, I am getting my handed to me right now. I'm really trying too. Oh my God, he picked me by the foot and threw me. Can I get health back? Hopefully, because I completed the level. 73%. Okay. Thank you. I don't know if I don't think that's good. I think I did bad, everybody. I'm sorry I failed you. I like the wall idea, force wall. So yeah, let's go with that. Vorta. I don't know what that means. Somebody look it up. So one of my ideas actually for this video, I was going to do a tier list of all of the names in this game, but I started doing it and there's like 100 and I was like, actually never mind. Looking for savings, check all around, raise up your interest and tell what you found. Do I have to go up? Is that what he's trying to tell me? Yeah, I knew there was something somewhere. Okay, so let's see if I can go up. Okay, I can. And there's a man, Dark Seed. That's interesting. I don't know if that's cool. I don't think that's a cool name. Midnight, now that's a cool name. Does it kind of sound like a stripper name? Yes. But it's kind of cool. I love uppercuts. When I was a child, I thought it sounded like apricot, so I would say uppercut and then get really hungry for fruit. Let me see how to do like one of my specials. I feel like I hit X before and it did it. Maybe it's like select in one of the buttons. R in one of the buttons, since randomly pairing everything with R works. Nope, that didn't work. Do I not have any items? I have to have items. Okay, well I'm getting really good at doing that. I gotta look up another thing. Master the grappling hook for and use bat bombs down towards and B. Down B. Down towards and B. Down towards B. What? That doesn't make any sense. AI, are you freaking chopped? Down towards plus A. Down towards plus A. Down. Oh, I forgot that it's probably thinking in Super Nintendo. Okay, so I think this is A. In Super Nintendo world. Down. Is this like, this is like a fighting game. I have to like, there's like button combinations for these things. Why? It's Batman. Ooh. Still don't know how to do items. Maybe I don't have any. I did it earlier, like randomly. I didn't even mean to at that time. Well, I still take a little bit of damage from even when I am blocking. It's like one of those kinds of fights where like you still get a little bit of damage. You're not completely immune. Shogun. See, we got a lot of like Japanese, Chinese names in here. Or at least, like, concepts. Yakuza. Okay, now that's just straight up. That's just straight up. He is all of them combined, apparently. Ooh, look, I threw him. That was cool. So it's pretty much like a fighting game. Like, I'm not just, like, doing this, like, pressing B and A to do punch and kick. Like, I have to combine things together to, like, do cool stuff. If you should finger a quad of these prints, a prize will be yours to make criminals wince. I freed him. I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure there's a... Hey, that was the thing too. I'm pretty sure I just go over here to the right. I think this door is open now, if I remember correctly. Yes, okay. Down towards plus A. That cannot be. Let's go to show me the game fact. Okay. Right. Down towards plus A. Down towards plus A. Do I have to, like, switch to it? What's the point of choosing it in the menu beforehand if I don't have it? I have to have it. I'll keep trying to use it, but... Because I'd really like to use that force wall. I don't know what it do, but it sounds cool. To get to the bottom, you must first be on top. Then you can grapple with the problem non-stop. Okay, so I gotta go up. Riddler, your riddles kind of suck, I'm not gonna lie. Riddler, your riddles kind of suck, I'm not gonna lie. I can't believe, so I'm just now remembering, I can't believe I met the guy who I'm now controlling. Or I didn't meet him, but I can't believe I talked to the guy who I am controlling right now. Not Batman for real, obviously, but the man who plays him. Dan, tell me how to play the game. Oh yeah, he said he didn't really play it much. Oh, I got a thing. Griffin. That just sounds like his last name. Like, I don't think that's a cool name at all. Whoa, are you serious? Centaur. That's not the best. It's just kind of nouns now, I guess. Whoop! Whoop! Whoa! He gets a flamethrower? Where's my flamethrower? I don't know when I'm gonna stop. I guess when I stop talking and it stops being funny. Which was as soon as it began, so... Why couldn't you guys have just made it like this, like an over or something? Why couldn't you guys have made it like this is punch, this is also punch? Why couldn't you have just gotten rid of one of the punches and made it the item button? I'm sorry. It's getting a little frustrated, and I don't understand the way that this was designed. Like, I get that they didn't have much creative control over this. It was kind of like people just, oh my god, Coyote and Lathe. People were just like, hey, make the Batman game and make it like Mortal Kombat and use the assets from these things to make it, and you kind of just were given that. But like, I feel like some choices were just like, did we play test this? Did we allow a child to play this to make sure that it was good, and they knew how to do it? Maybe these were all in like the manual when you buy the game for real. I don't know. Most SNES games, though, as far as I know, do not come with a manual. Not anymore, at least. Well, this gives me a chance to practice all my cool fighting moves. Oh, I saw it. There was an uppercut. I did it. I just was pressing random buttons, though. So I don't know what it was. I guess I'll just go till I die. Let's just do that. That sounds good. That sounds like a good cutoff point. Because I feel like I've gotten enough, like, far enough into the game. I wasn't planning on beating it, obviously, so... Chaos. Kinda cringe. What if I just ignore them? What if I just... Unlucky for some, you need to be ruthless to achieve this baker's dozen. Unlucky for some, you need to be ruthless to... Okay. I don't know if that makes grammatical sense, but... Sure. What if I just... Goodbye. Oh shit, he threw knives! That was kind of cool. These guys, each one is, like, very unique. Like, one guy has a flamethrower, one guy, like, does flips. Oh, I have to kill them to get out of here. Damn it. If only I had a force wall. I don't know how to do that. I just need to stop. I need to stop. Stop. You can clearly see that they added, like, this is definitely Mortal Kombat. Like, where you just keep pressing the punch button and you just continuously do a punch. That's very, I don't know, Liu Kang or whatever is the only character I could think of. Okay, I guess there was more people to fight. Could they only have 2 on screen at a time or something? So I had to kill the other ones? Honestly, I don't know if I've seen more than 2 bad guys on screen at a time, so... Whoa, what did I do? I did a thing. I don't know what that was. You know, I don't know if that elevator screen was really necessary, since I didn't do anything. There's no fighting there. So, oh man, it's Mac. It's Return of the Mac. That would be so funny if they had another character named Mac, or like Return of the Mac. Not super sure what the point of the elevator like screen is, because I can't fight, I can't do anything. It just kind of feels like, why do we need it? Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh! Well, that hardly seems fair. Oh my god! Okay. Well, I was thrown off the cable car. Awesome. Let me see, I've actually never played as Robin before, so let me see, like, how the game is different. Let's do that. Can I switch to... Oh, am I in hard mode? Oh my god, I was on hard mode! Oh, that would explain a lot. Okay, let's see if I can switch to Robin. There we go. Yeah. So there is 2-player, but I'm pretty sure it's just like player 1 takes turn, player 2 takes turn, you know, doing the things. It's like Little Brother rules. Oh, that is straight up Robin in the movie back there, in his movie thing. Tranquilizer darts. Does he have the same things as... Yeah, he does. Some of them are the same. Some of them I don't recognize. Like wrist rivets. That wasn't there. Alright, let's see what Robin does. Is it just going to be the same? It's not like he doesn't have a separate story. Ooh, he's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. He's got a club. He's got his staff. Yeah. I like his walk. He's got purpose. He's really leaning into it. Like, he's got somewhere to be. Okay, let's see what he's got. Whoa, I tripped him with my little stick. My billy club, or whatever they call it. Okay, I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I was sleeping on Robin. I kind of figured it was just Batman, but reskinned, but... Whoa! That is... yes. That, like, pole smack is so disrespectful. It's just like, no. Whoa, he's got electric powers. Why is he... Oh, he grabbed me by the crotch. Why has he got electric powers? I don't remember him in the Batman lore. Does he have a... Okay, he does. Whoa. He's a little... He seems a little, you know, like... some of the things he's doing here, he seems a little, you know, like he's spending a little too much time exploring bat caves, if you know what I'm saying. I'm sorry, cut that out if that was offensive. I think I've kind of covered the bases here. I mean, that's pretty much the base game. From there on, I did get as far as like a a level with like clowns. They were Riddler clowns. They weren't Joker clowns. Ooh, that guy's Mad Sai is really jumpy. He's a jumpy guy. And there was like a timer, and I had to like do things and time limit, but like as you can see, like it takes me a while to figure out how to do anything and like get the right button combination, so I wasn't able to do it in the time limit that they gave me. And it wasn't super fun. I died. I think there might be some recording of it somewhere. I'll throw that up on screen. I guess I'll throw it up on screen next to this gameplay. I don't know where I'm gonna put it on screen. But yeah. And then as alluded to before, there is like a big Riddler boss moment later on, and he's like it's kind of animated like King K. Rool from Donkey Kong Country. Whoa, okay, sorry, cut back in. Robin's block is, oh, did you just see me moonwalking? Robin's block is a weird, oh my god, antifreeze. Is this thing? What is that? Does he do that? I to be fair, I haven't seen the movies all the way through. I'm gonna be honest. So maybe he has an electric staff that creates a force field at some point. Don't think so though. Why did he not just like hold up his stick like in a defensive position or something? All right, well, I think that's gonna call it actually for today. Maybe I can use an item. Whoa, you just sprayed your friend, dummy. That was kind of cool, actually. Can I do an item? I think there is a sprite limit. I think there can only be 3 sprites, including Robin or Batman, because I have yet to see, and if it has happened, call me out on it, or I'll put it up on screen, but I don't think there can be more than 3 on screen at a time. And I think that's why they don't spawn until I've killed them all. Well, this would be the time to check, right? Because this is the like gauntlet fight where I have to just stand here and kill them all. This is the last level, actually. I kind of flew through this. I guess when I don't stop to read, I kind of know more so what I'm doing. I mean, I think I'm gonna get out with more health than before, knock on wood. That's, oh my god. I just like trapped him. It was like stuck in front of Riff. Stuck between a Riff and a Robin place. Whoa, punch you all in the nuts. Okay, I'm having a little bit of fun. I wish I knew how to do the moves. I do think the controls are bad. But not gonna lie, kind of a fun beat 'em up. Maybe I pooped on this game a little too much in this episode. Sure, we'll call this an episode. Maybe I pooped on this game a little too much, but I actually think it's pretty decent. Compare that to what I did on Batman, and that will determine who I'm better with. So throw it up on screen. Thank you for watching this portion of the episode. Now back to Alex from 2 weeks ago to conclude the episode.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm sorry it's been so long since I've uploaded. It's been rough out here, man. And I think every time I started it, I was like, whoa, this is a big project. It's gonna take me forever. But I feel like I eventually got enough time, got enough resources. I got a new computer, so I had to re-download a bunch of stuff. And you know, YouTube is always changing with AI and algorithms and how the YouTube studio, Creator Studio works. So it just kind of feels like once you don't use it for like a couple months, it's all different now. Like everything changes. So, don't forget to like, comment, share with your friends. I'm gonna try to upload some of this to TikTok as well. Please follow me there.
He can run. there's no escape. He can hide, that's his fate. He can fight with all his might and never win. When good battles evil, the real game begins.
Why did I do this? Why are you still on the video? Click on a different video. Or like go to like the Watch Mojo thing below or something. I don't know, man. I'm sure there's something you can look at. Something's in the way.